Hello, my friends, and welcome to Words of Wisdom Wednesday. I'm Kathy Weaver, and I'm part of the fan club for Delinda Lane and the Fun Fearless Female global community of Christian women. Now, wonder what's up. What have you always done that you switched up a little and don't do the same way now? For those of you who have been in the Fun Fearless Female community for several years, we used to have Toolbox Tuesday. I would be alone on the screen, sharing with you some of the tools in my toolbox for networking. Then Delinda changed a lot of our days and times as far as posting. And so I started Words of Wisdom Wednesday, again, by myself, sharing some of the things that people asked me during the week, month, year. And when they ask a question, I love to answer it in a public way so we can all learn together. You'll notice today, instead of being by myself, which is what I have always done, I get to be with superstar Debbie Dub Miller. And I'm interested, Debbie, first of all, welcome to Words of Wisdom Wednesday, but I'm very interested to know what you do now that maybe you didn't used to do. What have you always done that maybe has changed up a little? I'm so glad you're here, my friend.
Thank you very much for the invitation. There's a lot of things I think all of us used to do in life that COVID pretty much forced us to pivot, or at least we blame it on COVID. And as you often mention, the silver lining to that was being able to do virtual and Zoom calls for personal business or for personal or business things. And that has changed a lot of our lives. I think I don't know whether you actually did video conferencing before COVID.
Certainly not as much as now. I used to a little bit. I would install people's machines with a Zoom so I could put this in with my water machine and hook it up and show them how. But I certainly didn't Zoom back then as much as I do now. That's a great point.
Yes. So I know recently I was listening to some of our mentors in Legal Shield, and they were talking and reminding everybody about the way Legal Shield started. And we all did business was belly to belly was one of our founders' favorite phrases, just meaning that you met over coffee, over lunch, over dinner, talking in person, so that you could do that hug for real and all of that, just basically thinking we were making a better contact because we were there in person. Well, obviously 3 years ago that stopped.
Isn't that a thing that you just now mentioned? Think about, did we take that hugging and belly to belly networking for granted? Thinking that we were never going to not do it, never thinking that we couldn't do it. And I just wonder, did we take that for granted?
Yes, I think we did. And we assumed that that was the best way to market ourselves, our business, whatever. We did some of it, we did on phone calls, which wasn't so bad. And I remember hearing speakers say, be sure that you're smiling, maybe even have a mirror there so people can hear your smile in your voice, which is actually, there is some truth to that, but that being in person was a lot better than that phone call. However, in March 2020 happened, that needs to be a fact in of our lives. We were doing good just to see family members, let alone a lot of other people. And so I was the same way. We were doing our business virtual, no virtuality at all. We were meeting in coffee shops, doing those kind of things. And then I had to figure out how to do virtual anything because I had really never done that. And so all the horrible parts of COVID, this has been a blessing to learn because I really wanted my business to be, it can't be global yet.
But you're telling me and all the people listening right now that Debbie Dub Miller had not done virtual networking 3 short years ago?
True. I don't think I had We had
Wow.
maybe done a couple of go-to meeting, web meetings kind of thing, but I don't think so. Anything else than that.
Do you know what your timeline would look like if we did a here's Debbie networking for 15 years with Legal Shield, and here comes March 2020? And look at that. Seriously, can you imagine what that timeline would look like for never doing virtual or seldom for 15 years? And then here comes March 2020 and up you soar like a rocket. That is impressive.
Yes, well, it's a big learning curve for sure. And but it's really been a great blessing I want to be able to help people all over, at least North America. Now we can help, but eventually, hopefully, Legal Shield will be able global, and I can help more people. But yes, and it wasn't going to happen just by me trying to meet you in person. Even as you and I have talked, we live in the same city, but we've seen each other in person twice. So,
Absolutely. Now tell me a little bit about a word that gets thrown around a lot. I hear it all the time. And now as we're hitting the 3-year anniversary mark, March 2020, March 2023, are you kidding me? What does comfort zone mean? What do we do with a word like comfort zone?
well, I think for a lot of our businesses, the comfort zone was being in person, doing it, meeting in a hotel room, coffee table, coffee shop. And so a lot of people, as you and I both know, when they couldn't do that, they quit doing whatever their business was. If they couldn't call them or see them, they'd stop doing it at all. And we have both been able to pivot our businesses so that it's here on screen, which isn't a lot of our comfort zones. However, now I'm hearing a few people that are like, okay, let's go back to the way it was. Let's get back to in person, which would be great, but would also eliminate a lot of the reach that we have being able to do Zoom. And we often talk about that comfort zone is not the place where our business grows. We don't grow while we're there in that comfort zone. So we need to stretch and maybe include both, but to definitely stretch things to reach the whole world.
As you talked about North America, and that's where your company is centered and headquartered, if we did pens and markers and things like that, where were your clients? My company is in 23 countries, all right, headquartered in Osaka, Japan, but literally across the globe, 23 countries worth. If I pinpointed with actual push pins how many countries I was in pre-COVID, I'm here to tell you one. Well, Canada and Mexico, okay, 3, but still right here on North America, one continent. And so now my reach has gotten so much bigger with all the networking, my push pins would have larger reach. And that is such a great point because of comfort zone. And now if everybody wants to go back in person again, I promise I get that. I mean, who doesn't love to meet in person? But the reach for me shrinks back down again. And I haven't had shrink down in 3 years because every single day it's like a new, awesome, incredible opportunity, a new team, a new group, a new continent, and it has been phenomenal. So comfort zone is an interesting term, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And while there's a lot of times, sometimes we actually need to step back into that comfort zone, but it needs to be short little visits, not like we're back there and not moving again. So
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Debbie, for being with me today. And I'm so serious about this for all of you listening live or on the replay. What were you doing that you do differently now? And what impact has that made on your business? So please consider that. I always used to do it this way. I'm only going to do it this way. What happens now if I stretch it a little bit and I get to do it a different way? So that's what I wanted to share today on Words of Wisdom Wednesday. I've always done it this way, so that's the way it's going to stay. Or look what happens. I get Debbie Dub Miller on the show with me today, and that's the coolest thing ever. I really do thank you for being with me.
Well, thank you for the invitation. It's been great.
Thank you, ladies. And again, we'll see you every Wednesday. Words of Wisdom Wednesday, Delinda Lane and the fun, fearless female global community of Christian women. We're thrilled that you're a part of it. Thanks so much. Bye for now.